Okay, so we were due February 22nd, and Tyler and I both thought for sure that our baby was gonna come before that. As it started getting closer and closer, I started getting a little antsy. A few things that we did leading up to the birth were spicy foods. Side note, I really don't do well with spicy foods or hot foods. So I did chips and salsa, like ate bell peppers. Tyler works at Buffalo Wild Wings, so he brought home a bunch of spicy wings, a bunch of hot wings. He brought home a mango habanero, which is like way high up there, and I did not do very well with it. I think this is the first.
So we were trying to push this baby out here. We got some wings with some mango habanero sauce. She went at it like she was a trooper, and then all of a sudden, bite in, it's hot, 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 hot. She's stocked with root beer, milk, ranch, fries from In-N-Out.
I got something in my eye.
Do not touch your eye. Your eye, that's gonna burn for days.
Oh my gosh.
So she's attempting to try and get it out with her mango habanero sauce, and I've got my chocolate shake and animal style burger.
I had the exercise ball going all the time. Took a lot of long walks. I did raspberry leaf tea. I just kept drinking a bunch of that. I tried the clary sage oil and rubbed that on my belly. My due date came, then it just passed on by. We were kind of bummed, mainly me, because I didn't want to be pregnant anymore. And so I tried castor oil, which I had said that I was never going to do, but it really wasn't that bad at all. Like, I just mixed it with orange juice and I couldn't even taste it. And the first day that I did, I actually went into labor. I had contractions. They were 8 to 10 minutes apart, and I went to bed counting them and then woke up around 4 in the morning and they had stopped. So that was fun. So I wasn't in labor. Oh yeah, and I tried Cipollini's labor-inducing pizza. It's supposed to be, it's famous for inducing labor, but it didn't work. We went into my doctor's appointment on Tuesday the 27th and talked to them about inducing, because obviously I wasn't in labor yet. It scheduled me to get induced Thursday morning of the 1st. And so we were ready, but that night I went into labor. So around 9 p.m. I started having contractions, and so I called Tyler, who was at work. I told him they were 8 to 10 minutes apart. He said to just have me call him back at like 10:15, just kind of update him. Called him back at 10:15, and my contractions were 3 to 5 minutes apart. So it was just happening really fast, and neither of us expected it to be like that, but it was our second. So he rushed home and we went to the hospital, got there around 11:30. The nurse checked me and I was only at a 3, so I had to wait an hour. You're not in labor until you're 4 centimeters dilated, which I was in labor. Who are they to say that I'm not in labor when I'm having contractions every 1 to 2 minutes? It was awful. Oh my God. Hour passed and I was at a 4, and my contractions, I swear, they like never stopped. Like, they were just constant, and it was awful. And there was a slow leak coming from my water, so they just kept getting worse and worse.
Nice dab.
Stop.
We're ready for this. Packed. Music, Gatorade, energy, candies, backpack. And we're fully loaded in there too, if you know what I mean. In down there.
You know what I mean.
I got pistachios, to toothbrush, to deodorant. Oh, you know it. And some peanut butter M&Ms if you're good.
but no cough drops.
That was on your list, that one.
So our plan was that we wanted to do what we did with Lila, which was do fentanyl to just take the edge off the pain, and then get an epidural when I couldn't handle it anymore. But it was happening so fast that we were like, let's just do an epidural right now. It's so painful. I couldn't do it. And so the nurse tried to hook an IV up to me, and it was not happening because, I don't know, the room was just so cold, or my adrenaline was going so much, so my body was just so cold, so my veins were shrunk, and she couldn't find them. So I had like 5 different injection points on my arm of her trying to get the IV in. And finally they got it. They had called the anesthesiologist because he wasn't at the hospital. This is like, what time? Like 2 in the morning. He finally gets there, and by this time I'm at like an 8 or 9 centimeters dilated. So it just like progressed super fast. And mind you, my first labor, when I was in the hospital, it was like 11 to 12 hours of progression. So this was so much faster than we were expecting. The anesthesiologist started prepping me to give me my epidural, but my contractions were happening so fast. They were every like 1 to 2 minutes. So, and there was a very little gap of break in time where I wasn't like dying of pain and I could hold still. So he was awesome, and he got the epidural in. We started waiting for it to work, but it was not working. And so it was like a slight tingle in my right leg, but I was feeling everything else everywhere. So it was kind of frustrating because I was like, why am I not having any pain relief happening right now? Like, I am so done. Well, he was considering giving me more, like another dose of something. I don't even know, I don't remember. But my blood pressure was so low and I was hooked up to oxygen. So if you can just imagine this, oh, you'll see it. But it was just so like a hot mess at the moment. While we're waiting for this epidural to like do something, I start freaking out because I really feel like I have to push. And I was like, this is happening so fast. There's no way I have to push already. But the nurse checked me and I was at a 10. And she was like, oh, okay, let's go get your doctor because he's sleeping. And normally they like don't wake the doctor up, I guess, because people push for like 2 hours. But with my first labor, I only pushed like 3 times and she came out. So I was like, go get him now because I want to push this baby out. I'm sure a lot of people can relate. When you are about to push a baby out, I feel like everyone moves in slow motion. Like, is that just me? But you're like, this is the most painful thing I've ever experienced, and why are you walking so slow? Or why are you doing everything in slow motion? So I snapped at my nurse and I told her to hurry up because I was not having the slow motion thing. I'm sure she was moving at normal pace and I was just another crazy labor woman. Picture of this crap.
What do you mean? How low do you want me to go?
Not down there.
I have my GoPro.
No.
Should I get it going?
No.
Excellent, hon. Well, we are
Ready to have a baby?
We are getting ready. It's basically here. How low do you want? How low can you get? Just kidding.
Held off as long as I could, and once everyone was ready and doctor was there, then I started pushing, and it was around 10 to 15 minutes that I was pushing, and then our little baby came out. Yep. Do you have a little butt chin like your sister? Yeah. He's already got biceps.
Still working out in the triceps.
Deltoids right there.
Come on, buddy. Get this up.
Let's help you out.
You need to give me a good over.
61. There you go. Did I not say 7?
You said 7'4".
No, I said 7.
Hey, little man, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Okay, you're okay. Oh yeah, you got your diaper, your first diaper. Oh, you're getting your first wristband from your girlfriend. Alright. Good use. Some good use of it.
I work at a sports bar, so it's definitely pushing out. It's the chicken.
That's your baby brother.
Look at those hands, baby. Baby.
It's your baby brother. It's your baby.
Did you get milk from it?
For it, so I just put it in a baggie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you want it? Okay. Look. Look, Lena. Can you?
Her face looks like sad.
It's a baby.
Like, ugh.
Oh, okay.
Cover the baby. Oh, okay, perfect. Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Good job.
Oh.
Cutest thing ever, and we love him.